Hello and welcome back to Bookish, and welcome to Saturday Hodgepodge. I'm off to a little bit of a late start, so this will be posted up a little late, which is probably okay. I posted videos the last 2 days, Thursday and Friday, and you may be tired of seeing me, but you know, it's kind of a tradition here to do the Saturday Hodgepodge, so I thought I would, but I don't think I've ever done this this late in the morning or with a cup of coffee in my hand. By the way, I'm not a huge fan of flavored coffee. I went to the store yesterday to buy food to make kind of a Valentine's Day dinner for my wife and my son, and I bought my own coffee, and I was trying to get away from, you know, buying Starbucks or another big brand, and there's kind of a local-ish roaster in the Texas area, and so I bought a bag of that without realizing that it was pecan and cinnamon flavored. Not a huge fan of that, but this isn't too bad. I'm not sure I can drink a whole bag full of this coffee, but anyway, so I thought I'd just start off by doing kind of what I normally do. That's run down what I read this week. So this week I read another book for the BookTube prize judging. This was Breathe, A Letter to My Sons by the African American Studies professor Imani Perry, in which she essentially, you know, tries to talk to her sons about the challenges and the joys of raising African American sons in the United States of America, and I will do a review of that when I can, when I do my BookTube judging wrap up. I also finished Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. This week I was really impressed. I enjoyed it a lot. I haven't really had a lot of time to think about, you know, was it good or great kind of a thing. There's some things about it that I thought were great, but it's one of those books where I'm a little bit in between on whether or not it's just the great way in which a really important subject matter is dealt with, or if I think the book itself, writing, etc., was great. I have a feeling it's both, but I'm not sure yet. I will hopefully be able to post a review of that next week. At least that's my plan. I also started reading Sula, Toni Morrison's second novel. You may know that I'm participating in Morrison Readalong, in which the participants, which are several people, and we're being led by Hannah and Hannah's Books, are reading one of Morrison's novels every month in chronological order. And this is February, and this is novel 2, and I'm hoping to finish up Sula today, because I do have to get on with the rest of my reading here sometime. If you watched Shawn's Friday fantasy video, Shawn the Book Maniacs, you'll know that I'm doing a buddy read with Shawn here at the end of the month of James Baldwin's Another Country. This is a reread for him. This is a first for me. This is my third Baldwin novel, and you may know that I am a complete James Baldwin fanboy. If you were to follow me on Twitter, you'll find that I post little videos of James Baldwin talking. He is a voice that I hear inside my head more and more, considering the situations going on in the United States of America today. So I'm going to start reading that this week, in the next 2 weeks, and then I'm going to pick up another one of my BookTube prize judging books, either the collected Schizophrenias by Esme Wei-Ling Wang, or I might choose to do In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado this month. I'm still not exactly sure which one of those I'm going to pick up. I'm going to pick up next. Also, sometime in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to read the Langston Hughes story, Red-Headed Baby, which is a part of my short story read-along. I'll leave a link to that story, to a PDF of that story, down below. So if you want to read that story and participate in the discussion on my video, which I'll post on the 28th, that would be really great. So last weekend, my wife gave a baby shower for a friend of hers, and so I had to be out of the house, and I intended to shoot kind of a vlog, you know, like a lot of people do, of me going to used bookstores and looking for books, and I did get some footage, but it's not very good, so I'm going to put the vlog footage at the end of the video, and you can watch if you want to. I think it's like 2 minutes, but I went out just to do some used book shopping, just to have some fun while I kind of needed to be out of the house, and so I just want to show you really quickly the books I picked up early. The books I picked up while I was there. I did get a copy, really cheap, maybe you can see, $3 copy The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. I don't have this. I'm pretty sure I've read The Metamorphosis, but there are other stories in here as well. And this will be a part of the Read German Books 2020 plan. I wanted to read Kafka. And then I also found a copy of the best stories of Guy de Maupassant. I don't know if I'll edit that out. So I also found a copy, a nice hardback copy published from the 40s, I think, in the 40s from the Modern Library. Yeah, 1945 for the Modern Library of the best stories of Guy de Maupassant. And I know that Mayberry Book Club, Maupassant is one of his favorite writers, and I thought, wow, I haven't ever read any of his stories, and so I'm going to pick that up and read some of those stories. So that's kind of like my week in books, and my week looking forward, and some other things that have happened. I also, though, frequently during these videos have a topic for discussion. I'll leave aside the sex and literature tag that I did last week so as not to make you uncomfortable twice in watching my channel. But my topic this week is just kind of how do you read? And forgive me if we've already talked about this or if it's been done by some other channel. But it occurred to me while watching Roz from, I think it's Scandydandiling About Books, one of her videos about Ulysses, and she was talking about how much she was enjoying it, and then in the course of talking about it, she said that what she really is doing is just reading it and trying to understand it and enjoy it as she reads it without doing a lot of looking up of things that she doesn't understand, just trying to get it from the context, or just really more concentrating maybe on the language than trying to worry about the meaning of every single thing. And I have this reminded me that I have a pretty constant conversation going on with Alan from Big Hard Books and Classics about the difference in the way he and I read Ulysses and other difficult texts, like Thomas Pynchon or whatever. And it also occurred to me because I did a video about The Great Gatsby and the 5 things I think are great about The Great Gatsby this week as well, that obviously they're different kinds of readers. Alan is hey, you need to have a secondary text when you read Ulysses, and you need to have it there beside you so you can understand all the stuff that Joyce is saying and all the allusions he's making and all the symbolism. And I'll be honest with you, I respect Alan for that, and he is definitely a Joyce scholar, no doubt about it. He has the bona fides to say he's a Joyce scholar, but that's not really how I read for me. So it occurred to me then that maybe there are 2 different types of readers, an experienced reader and an analyzing reader. I think of myself as an experienced reader. This doesn't mean I don't do any analysis and I'm not interested in meaning. It just means that when I read a book, I'm more interested in the experience of reading it, of experiencing the language and enjoying the flow of the language, of living the minds of the characters, of being a part or being swept up in the plot. I'm much more interested in that than in maybe understanding every single symbol. And so I guess the opposite of that, or to contrast that, would be an analyzing reader, someone who wants to find the meaning, is interested in digging out all the hidden allusions, all the less obvious references, and for them that adds more to the meaning. And so I was just wondering, what kind of reader are you? An experienced reader where you just want to experience the text, or an analyzing reader where you want to spend a lot of time or spend some time figuring it out, or some blending of the 2. Anyway, let me know what you think about that and what kind of a reader you are in the comments section down below. I also want to do some really quick shout outs. Again, this is obviously specific channels, but also specific videos. So I have 3 today that I wanted to do. One is Justin over at Ghost Reader, who's doing a month-long Black History Month series of videos. And his video on lynching I thought was really, really good and powerful and interesting, and something I think everybody should watch. Also, Andrea over at Infinite Text did a really cool video about manuscript initials and how they could tell you things about the place in which these illuminated manuscripts from the Middle Ages were written. I thought that was just great. And I also enjoyed another video from Artisan Geek, who's kind of one of my new favorite channels, and she did a video about on being black on BookTube, which is a topic of videos that I've seen before and watched before, but I thought her take on this was really insightful and unique and eye-opening and educational. Anyway, those 3 channels, I'll leave links to those videos down in the show notes down below. Stay tuned if you want to watch the little vlog I did of my shopping adventures last Saturday, and as always, thank you for watching. So, you know, welcome to my Saturday out of the house. Hey, I'm actually doing something, and I might read vlog.